Physics and Animation. Easy Course SAT Preparation. Lesson 1. Kinematics. Kinematics is the study of motion of objects. A moving object can take many different paths to the same ending point. Displacement is the change in position of an object. Displacement is different from the distance traveled. Distance traveled, displacement.
Distance traveled, displacement.
Distance traveled, displacement.
Distance traveled, displacement.
Speed and velocity. The average speed of an object is the distance traveled divided by the time it takes to travel this distance. The average velocity, v, of an object is displacement divided by time. The average velocity equals displacement divided by the time elapsed. The average velocity equals displacement divided by the time elapsed.
The average velocity equals displacement divided by the time elapsed.
Velocity unit equals meters divided by seconds. Let's solve a problem. A cyclist takes 2.5 hours to travel 40 kilometers. What is the average velocity of the cyclist? Delta t equals 2.5 hours. Delta x is equal to 40 kilometers. So, we need to find velocity. We know that the average velocity, v, of an object is the displacement divided by time. v equals 40 divided by 2.5. The answer is 16. Always calculate units. v equals kilometers over hours. The answer is 16 kilometers over hours. Nice work. Now let's talk about accelerated motion. If the velocity changes, the motion is said to be accelerated. Acceleration A is change in velocity divided by the time it took to make that change. Average acceleration equals change in velocity divided by the time elapsed.
Average acceleration equals change in velocity divided by the time elapsed.
Average acceleration equals change in velocity divided by the time elapsed.
Always do units. Acceleration is equals to meters divided by seconds equals meters divided by seconds squared. Time for another problem. A car accelerates from the rest to 64 kilometers per hour in 4 seconds. What is the magnitude of its average acceleration? What do we know so far? A car accelerates from rest. V1 is equal to 0 kilometers per hour. A car accelerates to 64 kilometers per hour. V2 is equal to 64 kilometers per hour. It takes car 4 seconds to accelerate. Delta t is equal 4 seconds. We need to find acceleration. We know acceleration A is change in velocity divided by the time it took to make that change. A is equal to delta V divided by delta T. Delta V is equal to V2 minus V1. A is equal to V2 minus V1 divided by delta T. A is equal to 64 minus 0 divided by 4. The answer is 16. Always do units. Acceleration equals to kilometers divided by hours divided by seconds. The answer is 16 kilometers per hour per second. That's great work. See you next time.